Hello everyone, I'm not dead, I've just moved to uni, so should be making some more videos a bit more frequently now. Yep, after a bit of a hiatus, here we are, here we go. This video is going to be about me playing Custodes, so I wanted to give them a crack, thought it would be a fun challenge, just sort of before they vanish, and to give a good overview of the start of the edition compared to the end of the edition. So using a compendium team, in the current meta would sort of give me a chance to play them against other teams and see how they held up. So I took them to the Red Hill Gamers Guild, and I played in that tournament, which was 3 rounds, 20 players. As well as me bringing Custodes, a couple of the other old ones also discussed bringing some more wacky, zany teams. So Bart brought High Fleet, and Guy wanted to try out Blades of Cain. And I used my proxies of my Custodes. They were proxies of If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device, a YouTube series by the creator Bruva Alphabusa. I found this team a lot of fun to play. They've got some really cool abilities. Talons is such a fun move, and some of the sort of buffs make them feel quite powerful when used in conjunction with each other. So it was definitely a fun time. Red Hill were also doing a Headhunter award for whoever killed the most models. They did a few different awards, and that one was especially interesting because after every match you tallied up how many models each of you had killed. So the first round was against Ryan Glass, his Hyrotech Circle, and it was Into the Dark on Loot. So we both played quite an aggressive game. He chose the Technomancer. After the nerfs, he felt that it was more likely that they'd be injured, and it gave them more wounds, and especially since the nerf to reanimation protocols and how many wounds they come back with. It does make more sense, perhaps, than it used to. I think the nerfs to Hyrotech have been especially harsh. Although they used to be a great team, I don't know that they are anymore. I think they're one of the worst bespoke teams, unfortunately. So it was interesting to play one of the best compendium teams versus one of the worst bespoke teams. It was Into the Dark, which, as I say, is really good for Custodes. I think the aura abilities from Creeping Dread are better to get value from. It's generally better for teams with group activation and melee teams in general. So everything generally is just at a better way round for Talons, really. I won 2 initiatives as well. This was handy. So the end of turn 1 was him sort of playing a bit more defensively on the points. I managed to go 4-2, but he put one of his Immortals on guard. I went for it, charged into him, managed to fight and kill that Immortal. And then at the start of the next turn, I won the initiative, did Talons, and my sister with a sword charged in, fought and killed his Immortal that had reanimated. And then my Custodian was able to charge, kill his Reanimator, and then kill his Technomancer. And I just think that after this point, he had lost too many Necrons too early. So it was especially difficult for him to fight back. From there on, I was just able to hide in good melee, and some good rolls from me meant that this was quite a one-sided game, unfortunately. The final score was 24-8, and throughout that match, I killed 11 models, as confirmed by John Burgess, the TO. If a model reanimates, then you get a point for each time you kill them towards the Headhunter. But it was a good match, and he was like 7 foot tall. Quite an intimidating chap, I have to say. Alright, round 2 was versus David Kennedy and his Brood Brothers. So it was Into the Dark on Secure. David's my friend, so he was borrowing my Katachan Brood Brother proxies for this tournament, and he did really well this tournament. He got the Best Newcomer Award, and he was the top of his bracket, except for me. And he beat an undefeated player round 3 and went 2-1. So a really good showing this tournament from David. Congratulations, bud. He chose the Primus into this matchup, which I'm not sure is the right decision. I think Magus is especially strong against the Sisters because you don't have to go through their damage reduction, they can't hide in melee, and also the Creeping Dread ability won't injure them because it's not one of the super injury abilities, and the Spiritual Leader will still ignore that kind of injury. He played a good game. He put a model in charge range, unfortunately, when I still had guys left turn 1, so I think that was perhaps a mistake from him. And then throughout the rest of the game, I was just sort of able to hide in melee where I really wanted, and then get kills at more opportune times, and it was difficult for him to attack me. It could have gone the other way, absolutely. There was a time when he shot his melter gunner into one of my custodies and completely whiffed, doing no damage. So for sure, if a roll like that went differently, I would have been in serious trouble. But we both maxed secondaries. It was a fun game, and definitely enjoyed it. The score was 22-17 to me, and the headhunter points for this round were 11. Round 3 was against Guy Barton, Capture Open, another father-son match. And I was dreading the open match. I have to say, I think I have a much easier time on Into the Dark against Brood Brothers. And the thing is, he was going to pick Blades of Cain, but he decided he needed some practice with Brood Brothers. So last minute team change there. Yeah. He wanted to pick Magus, but he wasn't sure whether I'd go for 4 Custodies or 2 Custodies and 5 Sisters. So we both revealed simultaneously, and he went for the Primus to make a safe choice between either one, which turned out to be a safe move for him. It was a rough game for me. I mean, his Sapper and Melter didn't roll particularly well, so there is that. But the save rolls of my sisters were absolutely atrocious. His Sniper kept one-shotting them, which was especially unfortunate because I needed them to hold objectives and get some kills everywhere. He played a precise game, I have to say. The win was very much deserved for him because he kept playing in ways that meant I couldn't, securely do a Talons move and get several kills in one go or hide in melee very much. So he made some very good choices throughout the game. I'm very happy with how I played it, but I just think that for an older team, you need to be playing perhaps better against a team which has seen a bit more power creep. And it was fairly close in the end. It came down to he needed a Rob and Ransack, Eliminate Guards, and Objective, which he needed to kill a low health Custodian. So he charged in his medic and stabbed him with the Gene Needler, successfully managing to kill him and taking the game with that final move. It was a fun match. We used slightly different terrain because they didn't have a final set of Octarius. The TO used some 3D printed stuff and some Warcry terrain, I believe, to get some very similar terrain to Octarius. So it was fun to play on something interesting and different. The final score was 22-18 to Guy, who won the tournament overall, and my headhunter score for this match was 11. So what's the final conclusion? How well do Talons of the Emperor hold up in today's meta? Well, they are very good defensively. They've got 2 up saves and 3 up saves, and with the Vratine faceplates, having half of your team being an effective 11 wounds with power swords and 3 up saves, and then having 2 Custodies is a lot to chew through. Especially when you're playing Aegis of the Emperor, crit damage down to normals, and if you do Creeping Dread, then things are injured as well. Very few models can actually kill this team efficiently. And I was playing a tabletop simulator match against my friend. He was playing Inquisition, and I sort of realised that I didn't care about his Quest Keeper charging into my Shield Custody because he'd be injured from a nearby sister. And when you have one of the most deadly models in the game not really being a threat to you, that's certainly something to consider. Although Brood Brothers are especially strong, they have some good tricks into Custodies, such as both of my Brood Brother opponents utilising Ruthless Coordination quite well to get around the injury aura from the sisters. Just that kind of thing. There's a lot more crazy abilities out there than there used to be, I suppose. And I think in order to compete, especially on open, you need to be actually outplaying opponents with current meta teams. So the tournament was great. Red Hill, very friendly lot. I'd recommend if they ever host another tournament, have a look out. John was a great TO, and the little awards they did, as mentioned, were really fun. Although I did come 4th, 2nd and 3rd place tied with each other, I did walk away with the lovely Headhunter award, which was good fun. Love that. So it was a lovely tournament, and I don't regret a thing. Until next time then, everybody.